And we are underway from the Superdome. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Young wasting no time, right to the air. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
When you look at this Saints defense, they come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but if they have any hopes of making waves in January, they've got to improve in this area.
On third down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Faced with their first third down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen third down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. That throw by Young incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go with Sanders. And takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4. This defense for the Saints, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Young on third down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw, Young. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield, and it'll bring up third down. You look at the Saints defense. They come into this one ranked number 17, so just starting the bottom half of the league against the pass.
And even though that's not the greatest ranking in the world, one thing you can say, they get after the quarterback. They're in the top 10 in the league in sacks.
And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Young. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Throwing, Duggan. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively, and second down. These two teams, they met up earlier in the year, back in week 2. And it was the visiting Saints who got the victory then, so they'll look for the season sweep here in New Orleans. Here's Duggan to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Duggan. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. The Saints at 11-5 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Duggan now to throw. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Saints take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, go Peter.
They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Young on first down. Open man is Higgins. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Young going to get this complete, meanwhile, to Sanders. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Ready up. Hey, check Megan. Watch it. Sit. Strike.
Young will set to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Third down, Young from the gun. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
To throw is Duggan. There's Chris Olave. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Olave with his first grab, and he also has a first down.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Duggan looking to throw. And this one taken in by Olave. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 43. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So the 14 yards actually takes them from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Here's a quick throw caught out wide. 2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Panthers' 29-yard line.
And now an audible here into something else. Duggan will look to throw this. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Back to throw. Dugan. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one is right down the middle. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
To throw on second down is Young. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. Isaiah Foskey there on the tackle.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down, because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
At the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Now here's Young. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth.
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Ready. Black Ultra.
1st down, Young. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll start with a quick throw complete out to the right. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, Dugan. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 15-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that will bring up second down. On the counter, here's Kamara. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking and run.
And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Max Duggan in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 17-3. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the half. Young connecting on the out route here with Higgins. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. (17-3) the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And the half will begin with a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
On 2nd and 10, Duggan tries the left side and finds Olave. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Operating from the gun, Dugan. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that's going to bring up second down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Dugan. And a big loss here as he's taken down. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. On 2nd and a long way to go. Duggan. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Dugan. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Derek Brown gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now. Here comes the Saints punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11.
Strike. Check. Strike.
To throw, Young. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's got Mingo. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Young to throw it. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one. When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Young throwing complete there to Mingo. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off. But a
touchdown! T. Higgins, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
The catch and the touchdown, they were the end result of a terrific route run by the receiver.
Well, Bryce and that Panthers offense, they're going to stay out there and go for 2. The Young's going to throw for this. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Duggan. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter. Going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Duggan now to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. 55 yards. And the Saints are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Now the try here for the point after. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Ready. Slide 2.
Young on first down. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Throwing. Duggan. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. Only able to gain a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Duggan to throw. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by J.C. Horn. And the Panthers are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
They have still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
On 1st and 10, Young. Complete to Jones.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
And that one complete once again to Higgins. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. Young working out of the gun. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Red, yellow.
Young. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And the Saints are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the 4th. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, Nice hole for him. He ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. That one looks like he'll throw here. It got his man complete. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. A.T. Perry taking it in. And the Saints stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
43 rail. Black shot.
Now a second down throw for Young. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Isaiah Foskey just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Okay, ready?
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Green jack. Black, red.
Here is Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made, and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. You can almost see all the defenders rubbing their hands together with glee because we all know they relish the chance to bring down a quarterback of his caliber. Anyone who brings him down has plenty to talk about. Not just a sack, but a big win built off the efforts of this defense.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Young to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Carolina. 56 yards. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw for both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Saints, they finish off the regular season at 12 up and 5 down. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they go out with a bit of a whimper as they wrap up a very trying 4-13 campaign. And this front office will have plenty of work to do in the draft and through free agency to turn this ship around. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.